subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Now next question says, Reserve Bank of India has recently reappointed whom as the MD of the Kotak Mahindra Bank for 3 years. So here you can see the video. I made a video on this appointment. So that link I'm giving in top cards. So through that link you can watch that video. So by seeing that video thumbnail, you can identify who is that MD of Kotak Mahindra Bank. So you might have seen many times in browsing in Google and news and academic times somewhere. So the right options are A. J. Pakiriswamy, B. P.V. Bharati, C. Uday Kotak, D. Rakesh Sharma, E. None of this. So by seeing the options, that Kotak name, you can identify your right answer is C. Uday Kotak. Uday Kotak has recently reappointed as MD of Kotak Mahindra Bank for 3 years. Now moving on, next question. The question says, Reserve Bank of India has recently planned to set up an automated bank note processing center. What they plan to set up? Automated Bank Note Processing Center, ABPC. So this abbreviation you need to remember, ABPC, Automated Bank Note Processing Center. In which city for receipt, storage and dispatch of these currency notes? What these currency notes for dispatching, for storage and receipt of these currency notes? So we'll see the options. The options are A. Solapur, B. Udaipur, C. Delhi, D. Jaipur. In none of these. So the right answer is Jaipur, Rajasthan. So RBI has planned to set up this ABPC, Automated Banknote Processing Center, in Rajasthan. That too in Jaipur. For what purpose? For dispatching, for storage and receipt of these currency notes. Now next question says, the name the e-agriculture spot market platform launched by BSE for the agriculture commodities. The question is, BSE has recently launched an agriculture smart market platform for e-agriculture smart market platform. So the question is that platform name for agriculture commodities. So the options are A. RAY, B. BEAM, C. BHIM, D. BS Agri, E. None of these. So the right answer is BEAM. That BEAM is abbreviation is BSE. B for BSE, E for E, and A for agriculture, M for markets. So overall, BSE E Agriculture Markets Limited. So that platform name we'll call it as BSE E Agriculture Market. So this BSE Limited, Bharat Stock Exchange, has launched an electronic spot platform. So that platform name we'll call it as BEAM. So it is for agriculture commodities through their subsidiary of this BSE Investment Limited. Now moving on, next question. The question says, ADB, Asian Development Bank, has launched the Asia Pacific Vaccine Access Facility. We'll call it in short form APVAX. So this question sure I am thinking in next upcoming examinations you may get a question regarding this APVAF, Asian Pacific Vaccine Access Facility. So definitely you may get this type of question. So recently ADB has launched this vaccine facility. Here the question is, how much amount they have been earmarked for this facility. So how much amount they have been earmarked for this facility. So the options are A. 9 billion, B. 10 billion, C. 8 billion, D. 15 billion US dollars. So the right answer is 9 billion US dollars. This Asian Development Bank, it is Manila based development bank. So this Asian Development Bank has launched an initiative. So that initiative will call it as Asia Pacific Vaccine Access Facility, APVAX. So this facility for this development, for the development of this member countries, this ADB allotted 9 billion US dollars for this vaccine facility, APVAX, for the Asia Pacific member countries, not for all over world, for Asia Pacific member countries. Friends, you can follow our channel in social platforms like Telegram, Facebook and Instagram. These links I have provided in description section. Now the next question. The question says, how much amount has been approved by the cabinet for the Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana? How much amount has been approved by cabinet for Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana ABRY? Here the options are A 10,800 crores, B 12,800 crores, C 22,810 crores, D 22,000 crores. In none of these. So here the right answer is 22,810 crores. It is very difficult to remember these crores and all, but anyway you need to learn. So you need to know how much amount they have been allocated for this Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana scheme. So this Union Government, Union Cabinet has given its approval for Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana scheme ABRY. So Cabinet has approved an expenditure of this 22,810 crores for this scheme. That is ABRY. Now moving on next question. The question says the 2021 World Economic Forum annual meeting is scheduled to take place in which country? So in which country this annual meeting of this World Economic Forum is going to held? So here the right option the options are A Shanghai, B Singapore, C Sri Lanka, D Germany, and none of these. So the right answer is Singapore. Singapore. So they have selected Singapore country. So this Singapore country is scheduled for this annual meeting of this World Economic Forum. Now here the question says Reserve Bank of India extends the restrictions on which cooperative bank by 3 months recently. We'll see the options first. Options are A Saraswat Cooperative Bank, B PMC Bank, C Janata Bank, D Shamrao Bank, and D none of these. So the right answer is Punjab and Maharashtra Cooperative Bank. So exactly in last year, that is 24 September 2019, RBI put severe curbs on this PMC, Punjab and Maharashtra Cooperative Bank, including on cash withdrawals and deposits. So cash withdrawals were first capped at 1,000 rupees per account, but gradually they relaxed that norms to 1 lakh in this June. So they allowing around overall 84% of depositors to withdraw their entire account balance in the bank. So a year after this, RBI imposed restrictions on this PMC Cooperative Bank. So deposits are still waiting a permanent resolution on this restriction. So in this context, this RBI has further extended the restrictions on this crisis of this PMC bank. So they extended up to 31st March 2021. So they extended up to 31st March 2021. So it is 3 months around. Now moving on to next question. The question says, in India, how many local area banks are operational at the current scenario? In India, how many local area banks are operational at the current scenario? We'll see the options. Options are A4, B3, C2, D1, and E none of these. So why this question came into context means recently Reserve Bank of India has cancelled the banking license issued to Subhadra Local Area Bank Limited. It is it's located, this headquarters in Maharashtra, that is Kolhapur. So RBI has cancelled the banking license issued to the Subhadra Local Area Bank Limited. So they this Maharashtra to carry on banking business in India with effect from December 24, 2020. So in this context, these local area banks came into limelight. So there are only 2 local area banks operational in India. So the right option is option C, that is 2 local area banks are operational in India. So those banks names are Coastal Local Area Bank and Krishna Bhima Samruddhi Local Area Bank. So you remember these 2 banks. So currently these 2 local area banks are operational in the current scenario. The bank names are A Coastal Local Area Bank and B Krishna Bhima Samruddhi Local Area Bank. Now we'll see the next question. The question says World Bank has been sanctioned $500 million to develop safe and green national highway corridors in which states? We will see the options. Options are A Rajasthan, B Andhra Pradesh, C Himachal Pradesh, D Uttar Pradesh, I all of the above. So recently Government of India has inked this $500 million loan to pact with World Bank on 22nd of December this year to develop safe and green national highway corridors in the states of Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh. So here the right answer is E, all of the above. That is option E is the right answer in this question. So World Bank has sanctioned this 500 million US dollars to India to develop safe and green national highway corridors in the following states. The states are Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh. The right option is E. Now moving on to next question. The question says Infinite India. Infinite India is an online portal launched by which bank for the foreign companies who wants to expand their business in India? Who wants to expand their business in India? We'll see the options. Options are A. Federal Bank, B. Axis Bank, C. ICICI Bank, D. Citibank, E. None of these. So we'll see the right answer. The right answer is ICICI Bank. Yes, ICICI Bank has launched an online platform. That platform name we'll call it as Infinite India to support foreign companies to establish or expand their businesses in India. In India. Now the next question, the question says, name the bank has recently inked an MOU with the Indian Defence Forces for a military salary package and to offer customized bank services to account holders. So everything they have given question, just we need to find the bank name. So we'll try to read the options. The options are A. Bank of Baroda, B. Union Bank of India, C. Punjab National Bank, D. Canara Bank, and E. None of these. So the right answer is Public Sector Bank, Bank of Baroda. Bank of Baroda has renewed their existing memorandum of understanding with Indian Army titled Baroda Military Salary Package. So that facility, that account banking services facility package name it they are calling as Baroda Military Salary Package to offer customized banking services to account holders. So with the Indian Defence Forces for military salary package and to offer customized banking services to their account holders. So they title as Baroda Military Salary Package. So that facility calling as Baroda Military Salary Package. So the right answer is Bank of Baroda, that is option A. When it comes to static part of Baroda, headquarters of Baroda, it is Vadodara. Recently Vijay Bank and Dena Bank merged with this Bank of Baroda. When it comes to CEO of Bank of Baroda, present MD and CEO of Bank of Baroda, Sri Sanjeev Chandra. Sri Sanjeev Chandra. Now moving on to next question. The question says, which bank has launched a RuPay Select contactless debit card in collaboration with NPCI? Which bank has launched a RuPay Select? This product name, that card name is a RuPay Select contactless debit card. It is a contactless debit card in collaboration with NPCI. We'll see the options. The options are A. Bank of Baroda, B. Central Bank of India, C. Union Bank of India, D. Canara Bank. In none of these. So here the right answer is Central Bank of India. So the Central Bank of India has launched a unique variant of contactless debit card under the name of RuPay Select. So in association with whom? With National Payment Corporation of India, NPCI. Here the right answer is option B. Now when it comes to static part of this Central Bank of India, the headquarters of Central Bank of India, it is Mumbai, and present MD and CEO of Central Bank of India, Pallav Mahapatra. Pallav Mahapatra. Now moving on to next question. Friends, you can follow our channel in social platforms like Telegram, Facebook and Instagram. These link I have provided in description section. Now the next question, the question says, which company has achieved a top rank among wallet and UPI segment of the BFSI, Banking, Financial Services and Insurance Movers and Shakers 2020 report by Vijiki. So Vijiki has recently released a report. That report on this banking, financial services and insurance business. So which company has achieved a top rank, top among this wallet and UPI segment? So we'll try to see the options. The options are A. Google Pay, B. Amazon Pay, C. Phone Pay, D. Free Charge, D. None of these. So the right answer is Google Pay. Google Pay has got top rank in this wallet and UPI segment, which was a report given by VGK. So under banking, financial services and the insurance business, Google Pay has become the top rank among wallet and UPI segment. That is Google Pay. Now moving on to next question. The question says, same question related to the above question. Name the firm which has topped the banking, financial services and business insurance movers and shakers 2020 report ranking released by recently VGK. So that bank we'll see the bank names. That options are A. ICICI Bank, B. HDFC Bank, C. Axis Bank, D. DBS Bank. In none of these. So in this question they are asking which bank has topped. So in the above question they asked under wallet and UPI segment. No. So in this question relates to which bank has topped in this report released by VGK. So the right answer is HDFC Bank. Yes, HDFC Bank is a top ranked company among the 100 banking and financial services and insurance business companies. So in the country. So as per this BFSA movers and shakers 2020 report by this VGK, HDFC became the top rank among banking and financial businesses. HDFC Bank. Now moving on to next question. Now the question says RBI has recently cancelled the license of which local area bank recently? So if the options are A. Coastal, B. Subhadra, C. Krishna Bhima Samruddhi and D. Capital Local Area Bank LAB. So I think already we had seen this same question in the second question in this session. So here the right option is Subhadra Local Area Bank. So recently RBI cancelled the license of this Subhadra Local Area Bank. So this bank headquartered Kolhapur, Maharashtra. So they had to start their banking business in this month, that is this December 24. So but now RBI has cancelled license of this bank for operation. So now moving on to next question. The question says PayU has collaborated with which company to tokenize payments for merchants in India? So PayU, it is a fintech company, no? So this fintech company has collaborated with which company to tokenize payments for merchants in India? We'll see the options. The options are A. Google Pay, B. Amazon Pay, C. Phone Pay, D. Free Charge, and E. None of these. So here the right option is option A, that is Google Pay. So online payment solution provider this PayU has collaborated with Google Pay to introduce tokenized payments for merchants in India. So when it comes to this PayU part, so PayU, it is a fintech company. It provides payment technology to online merchants. So this company has founded in 2002 in Netherlands. So it is a Netherlands-based fintech company. So it has collaborated with Google Pay to tokenize payments for merchants in India. Hello friends, now we'll start with first question in this session. The first question says RBI, Reserve Bank of India, has recently introduced the LAF, Liquidity Adjustment Facility, and MSF, Marginal Standing Facility, for the regional rural banks, for the scheduled regional rural banks RRBs, which has a minimum CRAR of what percent? So we will try to see what is CRAR. Here comes the concept of this capital adequacy ratio, CRAR, or capital to risk weight asset ratio, CRAR. So this CRAR is the capital needed for every bank measured in terms of assets. So mostly, as far as bank concerned, assets are mostly loans disbursed by the banks. So higher the assets, higher the should be the capital by the banks. So that is why this CRAR percentage deciding by RBI under Basel III norms. So this CRAR is a capital needed for banks measured in terms of the assets, mostly loans disbursed by the banks. So here the question is how much percentage CRAR has to maintain this regional rural banks. So here the answer is, your options are A 6%, B 8%, C 10%, D 9%, E none of these. So the answer is 9%. So RBI has to maintain, Reserve Bank, regional banks has to maintain 9% CRAR of their capital. Now we'll see next one in this session. RBI has increased limit for card transactions in contactless mode without the need of an additional factor of authentication. AFA, will call it as AFA. So here what is the limit of that card? Recently, Reserve Bank of India increased the limit for card transactions in contactless mode, like Wi-Fi mode, so without need of additional factor of authentication. So what is the new limit? So here the new limit is, now we'll see the options: A 3000, B 4000, C 5000, D 6000. In none of these. So here the answer is 5000. So Reserve Bank of India has increased the earlier limit. Earlier limit was 2000. Now RBI has increased the limit to 5000 for contactless card transactions without need of additional factor of authentication. So in banking awareness, these questions may ask for abbreviation of AFA. It is additional factor of authentication. So means second line authentication is not needed. So the overall question says RBI has increased the limit for card transactions in contactless mode, not through contacted mode. Contactless mode means like Wi-Fi. So earlier limit was 2000, now the limit extended to 5000. Here answer is C. Now next one says, who among the following offered a loan to upgrade the existing power distribution system in Bengaluru, Karnataka? So here the options are World Bank, ADB, AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, and New Development Bank, NDB, and E, none of these. So here the right answer is ADB, Asian Development Bank. Recently ADB approved a loan of $190 million US dollars. Recently ADB approved a loan $190 million US dollars to upgrade the existing power distribution system in Bengaluru. So out of this 190, the 100 million public sector loans and 90 million is private sector loans, that is sovereign loans and non-sovereign loans. Now moving forward, next question. The question says, Bangladesh signed the Preferential Trade Agreement, PTA, we'll call it in short form PTA, Preferential Trade Agreement, with which country? Bangladesh signed the Preferential Trade Agreement with which country? Here options are Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, and none of these. So here the right answer is Bhutan. So Bhutan, Bangladesh signed the preferential trade agreement with Bhutan. So this will allow duty-free access to range of goods between these two nations. So duty-free access to range of goods between these two nations, Bangladesh and Bhutan. So when it comes to static part of this question, the capital of Bangladesh Dhaka and capital of Bhutan Thimphu. When it comes to currency of Bangladesh is Taka and currency of Bhutan is Nagultram. So most important in general awareness section or financial awareness section or bank awareness section. So you need to remember like these questions also. Moving on to the next question. The question says, who among the following represented India in 7th meeting of Indo-Mongolia of Joint Committee on Cooperation? Who among the following represented India in 7th meeting of Indo-Mongolia of Joint Committee on Cooperation? So here the answer is S. Jaishankar. He is our external minister. He represented India in 7th meeting of this India-Mongolia of Joint Committee Cooperation. Now next question says, the RTGS system of transaction will be made available round the clock with effect from which day? So exactly in last year, the NEFT system transactions made available into 24/7. So in this year, RTGS system also they made 24/7 round the clock. So with effect from which day? So we'll see the options: A 25th December, B 31st December, C 14th December, D 11th December of 2020. In none of these. So recently Reserve Bank of India has announced that the real time gross settlement RTGS. So this system will be made available round the clock on all the days of the year with effect from 14th December. So here the answer is C, 14th December 2020. So presently RTGS system is available for customers between morning 7 to evening 6. So 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So exactly in the last year NEFT system also made 24/7. So this year 14th December onwards they made it 24/7 for all RTGS transactions. So here one question is there. So put in comment box. So minimum amount for doing RTGS transaction. So minimum amount for RTGS transaction. So put in comment box right answer. Now when it comes to starting part of this RTGS system was governed by RTGS System Regulation Act 2013. So this 2013 act was made, that act governed by RTGS System Regulations 2013. Friends, you can follow our channel in social platforms like Telegram, Facebook and Instagram. These links I have provided in description section. Now next one says, what is the new limit set by Reserve Bank of India for processing of e-mandates on prepayment instruments and UPS, Unified Payment Instruments, cards without the need of additional factor of authentication, AFA. So here the answer is, here the options are A 5000, B 6000, C 2000, D 7000. Here the right answer is 5000. Reserve Bank of India has increased the limit of processing of e-mandates or standing instructions on cards and prepaid payment instruments and UPS, Unified Payment Interface, for recurring transactions, for recurring repeated transactions without the need of additional factor of authentication from 2000 to 5000. When it comes to next question, the question says, name the bank with which fintech company RuPay has partnered to launch a co-branded business credit card for MSMEs, micro, small and medium enterprise. So here the options are A ICICI Bank, B Axis Bank, C HDFC Bank, D Kotak Mahindra Bank. In none of these. So here the answer is that private sector lender Axis Bank has launched an exclusive business credit card. That name is Axis Bank RuPay Business Credit Card. Axis Bank RuPay Business Credit Card for the micro, small and medium enterprise sector. So this co-branded credit card has been launched in a partnership with fintech lending platform RuPay. So this RuPay, it is a fintech company. So that provides a financial solution to MSMEs, and also this card is powered by Visa. This card is powered by Visa. So once again I'll repeat the question. The name the bank with which fintech company RuPay has partnered to launch a co-branded business credit card for MSMEs. That bank name is our private sector lender Axis Bank. Now moving on to next question. The question says, the central government has launched the quarterly return filing and monthly payment of taxes, QRMP, quarterly return filing and monthly payment of taxes scheme for the taxpayers whose aggregate annual turnover is dash. So here the options are, whose annual turnover is 10 crore, A, B 8 crore, C 5 crore, D 2 crore, none of these. So here the right answer is 5 crores. The central government has recently launched this QRMP, quarterly return filing and monthly payment for taxes scheme for small taxpayers under GST system, under goods and service tax system. So now the taxpayers with aggregate annual turnover of up to 5 crore, the whose annual turnover having up to 5 crore in preceding financial year, in previous financial year, the taxpayers who have filed their October GST or 3B sales return by November 30, 2020. So here central government has launched the scheme for taxpayers whose aggregate annual turnover is up to 5 crore. Now next one says, which Indian AMC has launched India's first international REIT fund for funds? REIT fund of funds. So here the options are SBI Mutual Fund, B UTI Asset Management Company, C ICICI Prudential AMC, D Kotak Mahindra Asset Management Company. In none of these. So here the right answer is Kotak Mahindra Asset Management Company. This Kotak Mutual Fund has launched Kotak International REIT Fund of Funds. So it is India's first diversified REIT mutual fund. So here we will try to understand what is REIT abbreviation, that is Real Estate Investment Trust. REIT abbreviation is Real Estate Investment Trust. This is the first bank in India, first asset management company in India launched this kind of trust for real estate investments. Here Kotak Mahindra, Kotak Asset Management Company has launched this Kotak International REIT Fund of Funds. This is India's first diversified REIT mutual fund. This REIT represents Real Estate Investment Trust. Now the next question says, which bank has launched the Lens the lending solution? Which bank has launched Lens the lending solution to speed up and maintain accuracy of online loan processing and sanctioning of credit proposals? So this online loan processing and sanction of credit proposals, that speed up solution launched by which bank? So here the answer is, here the options are A. Indian Bank, B. State Bank, C. Bank of Baroda, D. Punjab National Bank. E. None of these. So here the right answer is PNB. Punjab National Bank has launched a tech-based loan management solution. That name is called Lens the lending solution. So to speed up the online loan processing and sanctioning of these loan proposals as well as maintain accuracy. So for this loan processing purpose, this our public sector lender PNB has launched this Lens the lending solution. Now moving on next question. The question says iMobile Pay. It is a mobile payment app. iMobile Pay has been launched by which bank? Here the options are A. Axis Bank, B. ICICI Bank, C. Canara Bank, D. Yes Bank. So here the right answer is ICICI Bank. That private sector lender ICICI Bank has launched a new version of its mobile payment app called iMobile Pay. So to offer payment and bank services to customers of any bank. So any bank customer can install this app and they can access their any bank account number through this app and they can make payment to any bank customer. So that app name is iMobile Pay. It is launched by our private sector lender ICICI Bank. Now moving on next question. The question says Asian Development Bank and the Government of India has signed a loan agreement to improve financial management procedures and operational efficiencies in which the state of India? I'll repeat question once again. Recently ADB and Government of India has signed a loan agreement so for improving financial management procedures and operational efficiencies in which state of India? So the answer is West Bengal state. So they have signed a loan agreement with worth of 50 million US dollars. So the loan agreement is the agreement worth is 50 million US dollars. So this loan amount will be utilized under the project title as West Bengal Public Finance Management Investment Program. So this you need to remember that project title is West Bengal Public Finance Management Investment Program. So this loan amount will help to achieve more fiscal savings of government and promote informed decision making and improve their services delivery in West Bengal state. So this agreement worth is 50 billion US dollars. You need to remember, and that state is West Bengal state. So ADB and West Bengal both have signed this agreement. Now when it comes to static part, the headquarters of this ADB, it is Philippines, and present ADB president Masatsuga Asakawa. So Masatsuga Asakawa. Now moving on to next question. The question says to which of the following bank? So RBI has issued an order to halt its digital businesses and sourcing new credit cards to customers. So recently RBI has imposed a restriction on private sector bank. So here the question is asking that bank name. So recently HDFC Bank went under trouble due to this digital businesses. So the Reserve Bank of India has issued an order to this private sector bank HDFC Bank in regard to incidents of outages in internet and mobile banking and digital utilities of the lender for over the last 2 years. So since last 2 years this HDFC Bank is facing some digital transactions problems, so from the lot of customers. So that's why recently Reserve Bank of India has taken a decision. So due to this, the central bank noted that recent outages in HDFC Bank's internet banking facility, it's going to power failure in primary data centers. So now RBI has also ordered to stop sourcing new credit cards to customers due to this digital lack. So these new credit cards also, RBI also ordered to stop this new issuing new credit cards, and that RBI also asked that the board of members HDFC Bank to examine these lapses and fix the accountability to concerned departments. So in the overall, the HDFC Bank to HDFC Bank, RBI has issued an order to halt its digital businesses and sourcing the new credit cards to customers. Now, when it comes to starting part of this question, the headquarters of HDFC Bank, it is Mumbai, and the headquarters of RBI, it's also Mumbai. And present MD and CEO of HDFC Bank, Shashidhar Jagdishan. So Shashidhar Jagdishan, and Governor of RBI, Shaktikant Das. Now friends, now further to next question. The question says the Small Industries Development Bank of India, SIDBI has partnered with whom, entered into a partnership to launch the asset restructuring web module for MSMEs. So asset restructuring web module for MSMEs. So recently that SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India, has partnered with India SME Asset Reconstruction Company. The company name is India SME Asset Reconstruction Company, ISARC. So this question may ask in upcoming examinations. Abbreviation of ISARC. So it is India SME, Small and Medium Enterprise Asset Reconstruction Company. So this is this web portal. The web portal will help. This is one web portal that. The web portal will help MSMEs to get benefits of RBI's this MSME restructuring guidelines. And this web module is also termed as do it yourself, DIY. We'll call it as DIY. So it is asset restructuring web module, which help MSMEs to draft restructuring proposals by keeping only the most essential data of their past financials, future projections, and restructuring requirements. And also Punjab National Bank also and Indian Bank also have agreed to accept this restructuring proposals received by MSMEs from this module. So the SIDBI has partnered with this India SME Asset Reconstruction Company, entered into partnership to launch the asset reconstructing web module. So through this web module, so they can approach their restructuring requirements. So the web module also termed as do it yourself, as I said. So this asset restructuring web module, it will help to MSMEs to draft restructuring proposals by keeping only the essential data. So essential data, that past financials and future projections and restructuring requirements, everything they can handle through this web portal. So when it comes to static part of this question, the headquarters of SIDBI, it is Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. And also recently Punjab National Bank and Indian Bank also agreed to accept this web module, this Indian SME Asset Restructuring Company. So this they can these two public sector banks also have agreed to accept this type of proposals. Now moving on next question. The question says which country is the biggest source of FDI, foreign direct investments, in India as per DPIIT's Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So DPIIT abbreviation I will repeat once again, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So data, I will repeat question once again. Which country is the biggest source of FDI in India as per DPIIT's data for April to September 2020? So the answer is Singapore. So the DPIIT's data for this foreign direct investment FDIs has mentioned the name of top investing nation in India during April to September 2020 recently. So as per their mentioned data, DPIIT's data, Singapore has become the top source of FDI by investing around 8.30 billion US dollars. So when it comes to in rupees, 8.30 billion US dollars, when it comes to rupees, it's around 62,000 crores. It is exactly 62,084 crores. And the second source of FDI, it is marked by USA, of course, which has invested 53,266 crores. So it is around 7.12 billion US dollars. Singapore is topped by 8.30 billion US dollars, followed by USA, it is 7.12 US dollars, which is equal to 53,266 Indian rupees crores. Now moving forward, the question says, the Government of India has constituted the Apex Committee for the implementation of the Paris Agreements, PAIPA, Paris Agreements. The committee will be chaired by who? So the answer is, the committee will be chaired by Secretary of this Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and the vice chairman of the committee will be Additional Secretary to Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So this committee will be responsible to regularly update and report the NDCs to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. So this committee will be responsible to regularly update and report the NDCs to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. So presently, the minister for this Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, headed by Prakash Javadekar, is the present minister for this department. When it comes to this Paris Agreement, the committee, the Government of India has constituted a committee now. So the committee headed by Secretary of this Ministry and Vice Chairman of this Ministry. Now moving on, next question. The question says, with which insurance company PhonePe has partnered to launch car and bike insurance products? So here the answer is Bajaj Allianz General Insurance Company. So this PhonePe and Bajaj Allianz Insurance Company, they together partnered to launch car and bike insurance products. So now when it comes to the static part of this question, when it comes to PhonePe, so recently PhonePe, the Flipkart acquired this PhonePe. So the parent organization of this PhonePe, it is Flipkart, and the present CEO of PhonePe, Samir Nigam. Now when comes to Bajaj Allianz, the CEO of Bajaj Allianz, Tapan Singhal, and headquarter of Bajaj Allianz, it is Pune. Now here the first question says, which company topped in 2020 Fortune 500 list of Indian companies? So the answer is Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries, it is topped in Fortune 500 list of Indian companies. And second position, Indian Oil Corporation. Third position, Oil and Natural Gas. And fourth position is our State Bank of India, respected. So here Reliance Industries topped in this 2020, that is Fortune 500 list of Indian companies. When it comes to Reliance Industries, it is founder Dhirubhai Ambani and present CEO, well known our business tycoon Mukesh Ambani. So Mukesh Ambani is present CEO of Reliance Industries and founded of Reliance Industries Dhirubhai Ambani. Now moving on, next question. The question says, with which small finance bank has Paytm entered into a partnership to empower MSME with instant loans? With which small finance bank has partnered with Paytm to empower MSME with instant loans? So the answer is Suryodaya Small Finance Bank. Suryodaya Small Finance Bank and Paytm both entered into a partnership to empower MSME with instant digital loans. SFB, Suryodaya Small Finance Bank Limited, with an aim to empower MSME, micro, small and medium enterprise with instant digital loans. So this they will work to offer collateral free instant digital loans to MSME sector. Collateral free instant digital loans to MSME sector, and this partnership is said to be a first partnership of Paytm with the small finance banks. So this partnership is the first partnership of Paytm with small finance banks, and they will offer instant micro loans to MSMEs which are unable to access financial services from traditional banks. So traditional banks like the state banks and other private sector banks, HDFC, access like this. So they will offer instant micro loans to MSMEs which are unable to access these traditional financial banks. So due to this, Paytm has entered into partnership with this SFB, Suryodaya Small Finance Bank. That aim is to empower MSMEs with instant digital loans. Now, when moving on to static part of this question, this regarding Paytm. Paytm, it is headquarters Paytm. It is Noida, Uttar Pradesh. And when it comes to Suryodaya Small Finance Banks, the headquarters of this SSFB, Suryodaya Small Finance Banks, it is Mumbai. And when it comes to tagline of this small finance bank is a bank of smiles. So tagline you need to remember, a bank of smiles. Friends, you can follow our channel in social platforms like Telegram, Facebook and Instagram. These link I have provided in description section. Now next question says with whom early salary? With whom early salary has partnered to launch salary card. So early salary, it is a company, it is company name. So here early salary has partnered with NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, to launch their salary card. So this card is launched to provide immediate access for salaried professionals, so which will help them to make instant purchases across merchants in India. So the salary card, it is a zero touch digital card. This is a credit card type, and this credit solution of this card is provided by RuPay platform, so by NPCI. So early salary has joined in hands with NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, to launch this salary card. So when it comes to static part, the National Payment Corporation of India, NPCI headquarters Mumbai, and MD and CEO of NPCI Dilip Asbe. When it comes to early salary, it is a headquarters early salary. It is Pune, Maharashtra. So I'll repeat this early salary as partnered with NPCI to launch a salary card. This salary card is zero touch digital card. So this card is aimed is to provide immediate access for salaried professionals, which will help them to make instant purchases across merchants in India. Now moving on next question. The question says from when IRDA has made mandatory to all insurance companies to offer Saral Jeevan Bima. To offer Saral Jeevan Bima. So from when? So the answer is from 1st Jan 2020. From 1st Jan 2020, IRDA has made mandatory of offering this insurance policy Saral Jeevan Bima by all life insurance companies from 1st Jan 2020. So this Saral Jeevan Bima will be linked. It is a non-linked and non-participating individual pure risk premium life insurance plan, and it has no maturity benefit. So the guidelines of the Saral Jeevan Bima are released by IRDAI. So that details will be available in IRDAI website. When it comes to this Saral Jeevan Bima, the insurance plan offers optional accidental benefit and permanent disability rider. So the sum assured will be paid to nominee in case of death of the holder of the policy. So here the answer is 1st Jan 2021. So from that 1st Jan 2021 onwards, IRDA has made mandatory to all insurance companies to offer Saral Jeevan Bima policy. So now when it comes to static part, the IRDA headquarters, it is Hyderabad, Telangana, and present chairman of IRDA Subhash Chandra Kuntia. Now the next question says, Reserve Bank of India will conduct the first ever OMO, open market operations in state development loans, SDLs, for how much amount? So the answer is 10,000 crores. Reserve Bank of India will conduct open market operations in state development loans of a total amount of rupees 10,000 crores on October 22nd. So this is the first ever OMO purchase of state development loans, that is SDLs, we will call it as SDL, state development loans. So RBI will conduct the first ever OMO operations or open market operations in state government loans for 10,000 rupees crores. Now moving on next question, the question says how much amount will be borrowed by the government of India on behalf of the states under the special GST window to meet the revenue shortfall of GST compensation. So due to COVID, every state is suffering this GST. So here the question is how much amount will be borrowed by the government of India on behalf of the states under the special GST window to meet the revenue shortfall of GST compensation. The answer is 1.1 lakh crore. The central government has recently announced that 1.1 lakh crore rupees will borrow under the special GST window to meet the revenue shortfall on account of implementing GST compensation, goods and service tax compensation. See, the answer is 1.1 lakh crores. And if you haven't yet subscribed my channel, please subscribe my Invoting YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest notification to your mobile. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Jai Hind.